Dunwall, 1837 to 1852. As Emily Caldwin, ruler of the Empire of the Isles, you have numerous enemies. Your father is Lord Corvo Attano, infamous royal protector and spymaster. In the years since you took the throne, Corvo has spent many hours training you in the arts of stealth and combat.
So after the fall of Hiram Burroughs, Lord Regent, Corvo became the next spymaster. Interesting.
I remember training with my father in the years after the rat plague. Someday, he said, our enemies will come for you.
They always do. Which is why, when your parents try to teach you how to fight, or give you advice, you listen to them. With that said, parents, if you want your kids to listen to you, don't be jerkwads about it.
The smells of Dunwall never change much. This is my city. What training regimen does Father have in store for me today?
All right, Majesty. Let's see what you can do.
Nice that Corvo finally has a voice that we can hear.
I gotta slide under today. Did it.
You'll have to sprint, vault the obstacle, then slide under.
Never doubted I could make that. What's next?
Swimming.
If only I could spend every day running and jumping.
Jumping does sound fun.
Now let's see how quick my feet are.
That's why we have games like Mario and
Learned well.
the blue one.
Let's see how quiet you are, young lady.
Mega Man, that's it.
I want you
I
to
forget
sneak up
things.
on me, if you can.
Well, I am your daughter.
That's my girl.
Oh.
Don't let me hear you or see you.
Didn't see anything at all.
Crouch down and approach from behind.
Why fight when you can slip past?
Exactly. Sneaking is so much more fun.
Remember, a pistol will wake up everyone in the building. Your crossbow is quiet.
There we go. Why use a gun when you can just use bolts? Nice. I didn't see that there.
Time for some more weapons and combat training. Let's beat each other up, shall we?
Never know when
Sure.
you may have to fight someone one-on-one.
Come on. Yes. That's my daughter. Block with your blade. When someone swings a sword at you, block. Good. Well done. Very good.
Alright.
You've got a natural instinct for fighting. If you time your block right, you'll throw an enemy off balance. You're quick.
Or not.
Smart move. That'd stop even the most black-hearted killer. You can choke an enemy out, even in combat.
Well, in this game you can. Would have been nice if that was available in the first game.
When an enemy is off balance, you can land a lethal counterattack. While they're off balance, deliver a fatal blow. Feel better knowing you can take care of yourself. When trouble does finally come, you're ready to fight.
A long day in Dunwall. Today marks the anniversary of the death of Empress Jessamine Caldwin, assassinated 15 years ago. Visitors from across the Empire of the Isles have journeyed to Dunwall Tower for the occasion. Kinda weird.
Why do we celebrate the anniversary of an assassination?
That's what I'm asking.
15 years ago, in the middle of a plague that nearly destroyed Dunwall, a paid killer assaulted the palace where I was born and stabbed my mother in the heart. In the aftermath, the men who sent the assassin tried to use me as a pawn in a game of power. They would have succeeded, but my father, Corvo Atano, hunted them down and cut their conspiracy to pieces. All these
Hey,
years
I didn't do any of that.
Am I the ruler my mother wanted me to be? Now, we face a new crisis. A monster the papers are calling the Crown Killer has been picking off my enemies and dressing it up like my father and I are responsible. I don't know whether to get on a ship and sail to the opposite side of the world, or to have everyone around me executed.
Neither of those sound like great options. We should be here celebrating Jessamine's birthday, though.
Watch your step, Majesty.
I'm not looking forward to all the ceremony today.
Your signet ring. There. You're ready.
Thank you, Alexei. Open the doors.
All hail Her Imperial Majesty, Emily Caldwin.
Loyal subjects, we're going through a difficult time, but today we honor my mother, the late Jessamine Caldwin. May her memory survive through the ages.
Emily,
You look tired, Father.
every year I think the anniversary of Jessamine's death will be easier, but it never is.
I wish
hear
my mother
that.
was still the Empress. I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're still learning. Don't worry about the rabble-rousers, and we'll catch the Crown Killer, eventually.
People are saying it's you. That these assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No, someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
I wish I could just run away from all this.
Sometimes you do. You think I don't know about your nights out on the rooftops? Courage. The ceremony will be over soon.
Royal Protector and Father. I should have passed a law against that combination of titles years ago.
Very nice looking throne.
Your Majesty, before we begin the day's observances, we have an unexpected visitor, the Duke of Serkonos.
Ramsay says the Duke is bringing special gifts.
That's intriguing.
His Grace Luca Abel, Duke of Serkonos!
I Mechanical soldiers? Amazing.
What is this, Ramsey? I didn't authorize those things.
Your Imperial Majesty and Royal Protector Corvo Attano, a native of our homeland. Serkonos offers condolences on this sorrowful day, and gifts to remind you of our nation, the rising star on the southern horizon.
We thank you, Your Grace.
Save your thanks. For now, I give you the greatest gift of all, family. I present the lost sister of Jessamine Caldwin, your rightful empress, Delilah Caldwin.
Impossible.
My mother had a sister?
My dearest niece, hello.
It's not true.
My father was Emperor Euhorn Jacob Caldwin, and Jessamine was my younger sister. At the time of her death, I wasn't ready to make myself known to you, and I was forced to leave Dunwall. But now I'm home.
If you really are my mother's sister, you're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Little sparrow, blackened by bad memories, I'm here to relieve you of your crown. My father's promise, whispered in secret so many years ago, is now fulfilled.
Watch your tongue. Emily Caldwin is the daughter of Empress Jessamine Caldwin.
Royal Protector. How naive to think you could get away with these murders. Living in my palace has protected you, but that's over. Hear me, all of you. Your rightful Empress has returned.
All hail the Empress Delilah, first of her name. Arrest Emily Caldwin and her father for the Crown Killer murder.
What?
Can't still my heart.
And this is the reason I like this game so much. You can play as an adult Emily. Yes, please.
Cast you in cold marble.
Narratively, I think this also makes more sense.
Sweet girl, over time you'll come to love me. Perhaps someday you'll see me as the mother you lost. But until then, you'll be kept out of trouble.
I'll lock Lady Emily in her chambers, and then I'll bring her to Coldridge Prison until her trial.
So Coldridge is still a
My
thing?
father lost it all when I was a boy, so now I wear this uniform, and I send 20-year-olds out to patrol the rose gardens instead of drinking with the men from the shooting club.
Captain Ramsey, I heard shouting. Lady Emily, what happened?
I'll be all Captain Mayhew.
That was not necessary.
What's the Royal Protector's fancy weapon? What kind of sword folds in half?
A cool one. I'd like to have a sword that folds in half.
There's a legend in the Tower Guard about the Empress's last resort, a safe room inside your chambers holding enough gold to buy a good-sized island. They say that this ring is one of the only 2 keys to exist.
What happened? Alexei. The throne room. Father. Nothing I can do alone. I need to get out of here.
You gotta restore your vigor first. Schedule for Middlesong's Eve. Empress, present for your approval the schedule for Middlesong's Eve. Morning meal with Tivian Trade Commission. Presentation from the research vessel Loblolly Swift. Just returned from newly discovered island chain of Pandician continent. Midday meal with dignitaries from Morley, who will present you with a gift in exchange for your attention to other complaints. Dedication and speech for new wing at the infirmary home for aged seafarers. Meeting with advisors on the issue of blood flies in the south. Evening meal with Lord Corvo at his request. Eric Plainstow, scheduling secretary. I'm afraid that's gonna have to wait. Ship launch protocol. Empress, after the Royal Protector's shakedown cruise, will launch the ISS Jessamine Coldwin just before the anniversary of your mother's passing. Pending your approval, of course. On the platform, we'll have a bottle of King Street brandy, tied to a long tether, that you will release to swing out against the hull. What you say during the ceremony is, of course, up to you. But here are some ideas intended to serve as food for thought. May a brisk wind hurry you to shores near and far and fair. May you shelter your crew from the perils of the terrible ocean. May you always sail for Bristol, true of heart and homeward bound. Yours faithfully, Advisor Wainwright. Sweet words indeed. Letter from Advisor Helmswater. Empress, we face yet another murder, and I cannot remain silent on this matter. Strange, is it not, that all the victims have openly opposed you? If not strange, then oh so very convenient. Is there anything you wish to tell me, Majesty? How can I be an advisor if you don't include me in these most sensitive of endeavors? I feel I must be the only person in Dunwall who doesn't know the truth about the Crown Killer. Don't leave me out in the cold. I remain your trusted servant and advisor, Leonora Helmswater. Well, hopefully they're not dead so I can tell them what's going on. I would hate to leave other people in the court out in the cold. Apparently I missed this. Letter from the Tivian Trade Commission. Our most esteemed Empress, as you know, freight from Serconis bound for Tivia is now routinely set upon by pirates, or spoiled with blood flies. In addition to the loss of Tivian lives by the crew, dock workers, or shopkeepers, there is the material cost of the cargo itself, which can barely be calculated. Things continue unchecked, we will be forced to cease trading with Serconis, and perhaps to even embargo ships from the southernmost isle altogether. But this need not come to pass. The Trade Commission is a reasonable body, and has already considered remedies to ameliorate the situation. We seek the following: independent, qualified inspectors at all ports, patrols to defend against pirates and smugglers, compensation for the previous and future losses. It is this list of remedies that I wish to discuss with you in person at the earliest possible opportunity. So far, your staff have resisted our efforts to establish a definitive time for negotiation. Prompt them to action, Majesty, for we are eager to travel to Dunwall. Until we can sit down and discuss this in a civilized fashion, I send you our best. Damien Shurigan, Principal, Tivian Trade Commission.
Should I just spin it and pick a place to hide for a while? I need time to think.
Definitely keep spinning it though, this is fun.
How many times have I looked at that skyline? It feels like everything just changed.
More than I can imagine, I'm sure. What a sight to see. Give me a second, I'm gonna take a picture for the scrapbook. And doesn't this all just look so much better? The first game didn't look awful, don't get me wrong, but still.
How is this possible?
Hey, Lexi.
Lady... Where's the Royal Protector?
There's a coup underway. My father is... he's imprisoned, for lack of a better word.
You've got to get out of the tower. Through your safe room. There was a captain earlier today, down at the docks, looking for the Royal Protector. Find her. Get out of Dunwall.
Alexei, I'm sorry. Goodbye. These bastards are working with Ramsey and the Duke of Serconos. traitors.
Lucky enough if they ever see the light of day again. I won't have them executed. But just curious, there's a dungeon in this tower, isn't there? Imagine that, your own men, turning on you at the spin of a dime. The Royal Protector. Historical record of government positions and rank. Corvo Attano, accused of assassinating the Empress he was sworn to protect. How unlikely he would not only overcome this shame, but redeem himself so fully as to be named Royal Protector to yet another Empress. Those of us at the College of Histories were too fast to use pen against him. Yet let us not blame historians, for the evidence against Attano was nearly overwhelming. First, he is the Royal Protector ever to have been born of an isle other than Crystal. His foreignness is not itself a crime, but added to the suspicions, the most forgiving of which was that he lacked the capacity to fully understand his duties. Second, he was caught quite red-handed with bloodied weapon, kneeling over the body of Empress Jessamine. Of course, it turns out that even this damning evidence was part of a clever plot to destroy the Empress and remove him from interfering with the ongoing plans of the Lord Regent's conspirators. And while I admit to publishing what are now clearly incorrect conclusions regarding Corvo Attano, I will not, as some of my colleagues have done, resign my position at our variable organization. But instead, I reassert myself in the endeavor of weeding out fact from fiction to produce the most salient histories possible. Okay. So, you're not like gonna jump on the bandwagon anymore? You're gonna wait for the facts to present themselves? It had me there for a second. Started to sound like this dude was still saying, like, yeah, for sure he assassinated her. But no, he's saying that it was all wrong. Still got it.
Can't dally.
You can dally a little bit.
Emily, I know times are hard. You're the ruler of 4 nations, and I won't pretend to understand the pressure you're under. Only you, and your mother before you, could know what that's like. Whoever's killing off your enemies is doing so for calculated effect, undermining us. I do know what it's like to be blamed for murders you didn't commit, but trust me, we'll find this crown killer, and they'll pay. Tomorrow is the anniversary of her death. A sad day for sure. But I want you to remember all that's happened over the last 15 years. You've held on to the throne, and you've done what you thought was right for the people of the Empire. You drained the flooded district, kept the gangs in check, and yesterday we launched a magnificent ship bearing Jessamine's name. You're becoming the sovereign your mother wanted you to be, and I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. Almost forgot this. Audience requests. Captain Mayhew, you don't know me, but you've got to tell me, the Royal Protector, that I have an urgent need of his time. I'm carrying a message that has to be delivered face to face. Tell him I'm working with Anton Sokolov, an old friend. All the boats are being sent away from the docks, but I'll delay as long as I can. Tell Lord Corvo to find me there. My ship is called the Dreadful Whale. Megan Foster. Oh, and here's another reason why I love this game so much. Yes. Never thought I would focus on something like that so much, but the sound design. The sound design in both this game and the first one is just... yes! Crown Killer strikes again. Dunwall citizens express shock and fear as yet another outspoken critic of Empress
Emily Caldwin has met with a violent demise. The latest victim is none other than Ichabod Boyle, notable entrepreneur and supporter of the arts. Wait. Is this like a relative? Of course, a relative, but what kind of relative? Is this a cousin, perhaps, of Lydia Waverly and the other one? Wait, I didn't read the whole thing. Boyle recently wrote an opinion piece harshly criticizing the Empress for what he called her slipshod style of governance and her willful neglect of duties. Authorities are convinced the Crown Killer is the culprit, given the gruesome details left at the crime scene. As Her Majesty's most outspoken adversaries fall one by one to this notorious assassin, we boldly ask, is it now the duty of the Royal Protector to murder all who dare to criticize the throne? Do you find it your duty to pretty much imply that my dad is the one killing these people without any facts at your side? No evidence at all? Spin! Okay. And of course you got the grandfather clock. Give it to me.
I used to hide frogs in this old grandfather clock to drive the housekeepers mad.
Heh.
I thought life was complicated back then.
Yes. Not as good as the tick-tocking of the other clock, but still pretty good sound effect.
The throne room blocked off, we should have the time we need. Just stay here and stall anyone who comes by. I'll be back when I've searched the royal chambers, assuming I don't accidentally lock myself in this damn safe room.
We'll cover for you if anyone from the Duke's party returns. This is exciting. Everything's changing.
Yes, the natural order is reasserting itself. The Ramseys once hosted the King and Queen of Morley, did you know that? I spent my childhood playing with the Buntings and the Boyles, the cream of society.
And very soon you'll be back at the top, Captain.
Ramsay's
Not well,
family
I'm
fell
still
from the
conscious.
aristocracy, and apparently the man holds a grudge. How it's my fault, that's beyond me. But one way or another, Ramsay is too dangerous to be left in play.
Oh, something stinks around here. Not my job to clean it up.
No, it's way too early for this. No. Well, I got caught.
She's wounded! Let's finish her!
You aren't going
I don't even have any potions. Okay. Gotcha.
Father, I don't know how, but I'll make this right. I promise.
Wasn't that bad. Oh, hi.
Bring your head to the...
No, you won't. Was kind of hoping he'd see me. Let it be known that I defeated you. I'm taking you into custody. I am going to try my best not to get caught next time, though. And if I do get caught, well, then that's going to be another quick load for me. Make sure I get all the coin in this mission as well. That's something that I could never do, was find all the coins that they lay out in these areas. And I swear, I look everywhere, but somehow I just can't find all the paintings, I can't find all the coins, I can't find all the bone charms, I can't find all the runes.
No time for that now.
I guess I'm just not
Anton
looking as hard as I
Sokolov made this
should.
lock.
Well, thank you, Anton. That is a very nice lock. Sounds very nice. Enjoy the Imperial Suite, asshole.
Old Samuel made this. I'm glad he didn't live to see me driven out of Dunwall Tower.
What, he just died in between games? Corvo Attano, the Royal Protector in Our Times, Part 2. Let's make sure we read Part 1 first. I think we can close this now.
Now you got what you wanted, Ramsay. The Imperial Suite atop Dunwall Tower. Stay put until this is all set straight, Ramsay. Enjoy the rations and well water, sleeping next to a fortune.
Hey, another clock. Ah, yes. Very nice. And look at that. It's something I drew when I was a child. Man, Corvo looks scary. His parents were older at the time of his birth, and his father died in a lumber accident outside the city when Corvo was still young. Around that time, his only sibling, a firstborn sister, moved away to Morley, and the family subsequently lost all contact with her. Only 16, Corvo dazzled the people of Karnaca when he entered and won the annual Blade of Verbana. The spectators from all over Serkonos were thrilled to see someone so young and striking. From a working-class family, advanced through duel after duel, eventually taking the prize. This unexpected outcome secured Corvo a junior officer ranking in the Grand Serkonan Guard. As a soldier, he was involved in a number of conflicts against organized criminal groups, rogue city-states within Serkonos, and pirate bands along the chain of islands radiating east from Serkonos. Sent from his homeland at the age of 18 by the Duke, then Theodonius Abel, father of Luca, Corvo was assigned to serve the Emperor in Dunwall as a diplomatic gift. His Serkonan heritage made him a bit of an outsider in Dunwall, but the capital city must have seemed exotic and full of age-world mystery. A few months after he moved into Dunwall, it is recorded that Corvo received word that his mother had passed away several weeks after his departure from Karnaca. In an act of rebellion, young Jessamine Caldwin chose Corvo as her royal protector when Corvo was 19 and she was 12. He served her loyally as a bodyguard, courier, and, some say, spy. Before and after she was crowned empress, though it was scandalous gossip at the time, it is said they began a love affair around 1823 when Jessamine was 18 and Corvo 25. A bit weird considering he knew her when she was 12. Don't think about it. Next chapter of Atano's life is like something out of a legend. During the time of the Rat Plague, when the Empress fell, Corvo was accused of regicide and sentenced for execution. He was thrown into Coldridge Prison and publicly reviled. He escaped and is part of a small conspiracy dedicated to throwing down the tyrannical Lord Regent. Corvo struck back at the people who killed the Empress and wronged him. As the Lord Regent fell, the Loyalist conspiracy turned on Corvo, poisoning him. Surviving through some inner resilience, he located the true assassin of the Empress and fought his way out of the flooded district. Corvo eventually cornered the last Loyalist on King Sparrow Island at the Burrows Lighthouse and rescued Emily, heir to the throne. The romantic involvement between Corvo Attano and Empress Jessamine was a terribly kept court secret, and thus it is widely held that Emmeline Caldwin is their daughter. Following the interregnum, Corvo watched over Emily as he began to rule the Empire of the Isles. It's no wonder Jessamine looked at me the way she did.
Help against Delilah, even if I had a way to carry it all out of here.
Well, we got an ingot. It's fine. Can't carry those, though. Ugh.
Those are the Pendleton twins. I remember the Golden Cat very well, and I wish I didn't.
The Crown Killer must be connected to all this, with the Duke and Delilah.
Yes. Bone Charms. Excerpt from a book on sailing traditions in Scrimshaw. Oh, this is a book from the first game. But now the pages look all nice. Whispers from the Void by Barnoli Mulani. Treatise on the physical existence of that foreign realm. It is a common story. A person has stopped breathing, pinned under a carriage, wheels, or some other tragic happenstance, and is thought to be dead. But when the weight is removed, they make a quick recovery. But nonetheless, for a moment or two, this person was lost to us, to the world itself. And what did they experience while this is temporary death? Darkness, nothingness? No, they tell us, as so many before have, that they were in a particular place and can describe it vividly. And who among us does not know this place? Have we not all seen it in our dreams? This place we share, in the farthest reaches of our minds. The realm where nothing makes sense. Where one is at once both lost and at home. The Void. Whispers from the Void. The second part. These little glimpses of the Void in dreams or described by those awoken from comas are not limited to select few. In my interviews, I've gleaned that there is not a single citizen without such visions, at one time or another. This, then, must be a real place, not folklore or mass delusion. Perhaps it exists deep below the earth or far above it. Perhaps it is right next to us, but hidden. Some trick of the light, or wondrous curtain bars us from fully knowing it, and we all but wait for a natural philosopher to unlock the phenomenon to show us how to see it at will. But when so revealed, it will not be a fearsome place any longer, not the distant and special realm described in the myth of the outsider. It will be a strange, yes, even unsettling, but nonetheless, it will be a new realm for us to explore and eventually conquer. Is that what you guys are worried about, conquering things? What new treasure awaits us there? Are the lakes made of liquid diamond, the clouds of weightless silver gas? And what things we would learn. It's always about riches, isn't it?
I have a feeling I'll need these.
Probably. Is it the spyglass from a series of unfortunate events? Emily, I didn't want to wake you this morning, but you'll forgive me, since we must have said goodbye 100 times yesterday night. And the only chance I get to see you with your hair all whichever which way. And the only chance I get to see you with your hair all whichever way is while you're asleep. As soon as the sun rises, you'll put on your Empress face. It makes me happy that I know your real face, the one that laughs at our silly rhymes. I don't want to go back to Morley, but I'm needed there. It'll be 4 months before we see each other again. I'll miss you. And yes, I'll bring you some white leaf tobacco for your hookah. Lord Corvo, if you're reading this letter as per your Royal Protector functions, know that I am joking and perfectly aware that the white leaf tobacco is forbidden in Bristol. Sure, pal. Take care, my daring Emily. Don't go falling from a rooftop. I love you. Wyman. Emily's got a boyfriend? Or girlfriend, we don't know. Let's get out of here. It's time to skedaddle. Delilah and Duke Luca Bell have taken the tower. Dunwall is no longer a safe place for you. Escape the city by meeting with a boat captain down by the docks.
Until I understand this, I have to go into hiding. I
Unfortunately.
should make my way to the docks.
Old history textbook. Chapter 12. What happened to the other 11 chapters? The whaling trade. In 1631, Emperor Finley Morgengard commissioned the first fleet of vessels made expressly for the hunting and processing of whales. They were powered by sails alone, and so were at the mercy of winds, although these whaling ships were small by current standards. Morgengard's fleet established the robust whaling trade we still enjoy today. Modern whaling vessels are much larger and use steam power to traverse the seas in search of whales. Did you know that every part of the beast is used? In addition to canned meat and whale oil, there is also a flourishing whalebone trade. Baleen is used in roofing, whale skins are processed into crude cloth, bladders are made into wine flasks, even the intestines are carefully harvested for their precious ambergris used in many medicines and perfumes. Handwritten note at the end of the chapter. Emily. Half of Morgengard's whalers fell in the rough coast east of Morley. You can still see the remains of ships poking out from the water should you ever visit Aeron. Also, there's no mention here that it was Sokolov himself who designed the first steam-powered whaling ships. He'll tell you all about it if you ask, and he's sober.
What would my old governess say?
I don't
Callista
know.
would probably tell me to sit up straight and to marry Wyman. She'd ask me when the War of the Four Crowns ended. 1625.
The Tower of Dunwall. This is also a book from the first game, I think. Yeah. Empress Jessamine. Perhaps in retrospect, other historians will see how easy it was for us to fall into the traps set by the schemers who managed the assassination of Jessamine. By allowing them to write history, it was for years thought that her trusted protector Corvo Attano was also her murderer, a concept we now know to be utterly false. Yet even after the tricksters themselves were put down, banished or imprisoned, it remained common knowledge that the Royal Protector was also Jessamine's murderer. How nicely they arranged history for us, and how readily we devoured their stories, hungry for each perfectly cooked morsel. But it was well past time for us to set aside this plate of lies. The schemers were not to be trusted with the Empire, or with Jessamine's life, and they are certainly not to be trusted with writing down of accurate histories. That's what I was saying! Thank you very much, whoever wrote that. Again, with the toilet seats.
I've gotta get out of Dunwall.
We're on our way. I'm pretty sure I got everything there was to get in the tower. There's no going
What do I
back.
have to do to help my father? What do I have to become?
You're not going to become a killer. I'll be sure of it. Gotcha.
Traitorous dog.
Here, fuck that guy.
I need to find a ship. The city is crawling with the Duke's men.
Ramsey's missing. Corporal Moore checked the royal quarters, and Emily Caldwin has apparently fled the tower. We've got to find her. That's it. You got your orders. Spread out and find the fugitive. We're in this with the Duke of Serkano, sink or swim. There's no way to turn back now.
How did you guys figure out that I escaped already? It's been 3 minutes. Stay ready. I want you in place just after the Duke and our new Empress make their appearance. Things will happen fast. Do your part. And there's a share of the spoils for you and the others. Turn on me now and I'll ask the Duke to send his assassin after your dear old parents. Trust me, the so-called crown killer is the last dinner guest you want in your home. Mortimer Ramsey. How nice. Tutorials. Let's see, who would we go after first? I'm gonna say this guy. There's one guy down there. He's moving. Just wait until he turns around. And there's that guy. Better wait for him to turn around too. Perfect. Got it. Dr. Galvani's journal. Second day, month of Earth, 1852. I've lived in Dunwall most of my life, surviving even the dreaded rat plague 15 years ago. I remember people fighting and killing each other for a half-empty elixir flask. I dealt with housebreakers repeatedly back then, and ultimately they decided to sell my house at Clavering in favor of a more secure location. Surely I won't be disturbed anymore, living so close to Dunwall Tower. On some days, I've even seen the Empress riding by in a carriage. Once already, I thought I spied on the Royal Protector on a nearby rooftop, watching a street altercation below. So I feel safer now. I have less space here, but should still be able to conduct my experiments without fearing the loss of any expensive lab equipment or the funding of my work so dearly bends on. The obtuse arguments of Lady Boyle. Which one? There were 3 of them. I'm sorry, is this depicting her arguing with somebody, or... Yeah, whatever.
There's no one here.
451. Yeah, that's right. There's nobody here. Why would you even think there was? Didn't even see him through the glass at first. Get over here. Yeah, see that? The rotation is definitely slower than it was in the first game. But now the dials are just kind of meandering. Interesting display of a fish.
Something's gotta give.
Oh, I'm gonna give you something, alright. This. You want some too. I'm sure you'll still be able to breathe in here. Oops. Captain Ramsey's orders. All City Watch personnel assigned to posts in the immediate vicinity around Dunwall Tower. On the anniversary tomorrow, we'll be receiving guests from across the Empire. Most are detailed in your itineraries, but there is an unlisted contingent from Karnaca. It's last minute, but important. None other than Duke of Sarkonis will be traveling with an entourage that includes VIP guests and some rather exotic equipment aimed at impressing our Empress. Let them pass and do not bother harassing them with the usual inspection nonsense. On my orders. And if you spoil the surprise, I'll have your head. Disseminate this note to all squads. Captain Mortimer Ramsey, First Officer, Night Watch. You know what? I think there was some copper wire in the tower. Oops.
Attention, Dunwall citizens.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. As of today, Delilah Caldwell is our new empress. All hail Delilah, first of her name. Further, the former empress, Emily Caldwell, is now wanted for treason. Any of you found harboring Emily Caldwell will be fined and arrested.
So, not killed?
Stay in your homes. You're advised to stay indoors during this time of unrest.
There, you can sit on the bench. Gotcha. Oh, I'm sorry, were you reaching for your sword? Did you feel threatened or something?
Kiela, sorry you missed us. I'll be taking the children away from Dunwall earlier than expected. A few weeks before the upcoming anniversary of Empress Jessamine's death. Things are about to get bad, and I'm not just talking about the Crown Killer. Besides, there's profit to be made bringing new silver miners down south, so arrangements must be made. Ta for now.
Didn't get to see this much of Dunwall in the first game, but now we are going to see it, and I'm really happy about that. Another ingenious idea is the quick save. Every game should have that. Let's be smart. I know I can take this guy out as soon as he turns back around.
Someone there?
No. But those other guys up ahead? Nah. They need to wait.
Whatever.
Whatever. What are you, a teenager stuck in a 40-year-old body?
Citizens of Dunwall, listen up. For the sake of your family, turn over all information concerning Emily Caldwin and Corvo Atano, wanted for murder and treason.
We didn't do that.
They accept my transfer.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Over to one of the other districts.
Just once I'd like to see her buy the drinks. Just one time. Is that too much to
Will you-
ask? My family and I moved here 3 years ago. Biggest mistake we ever made.
Come on, Dunwall's not that bad.
You have to understand. I'm going to call for help if you don't go.
Fuck you then.
So it's a coup. Caldwins have finally fallen. Never thought I'd see the day.
It seems so. And even the legendary Corvo Atano couldn't stop it.
Shut your mouth about my father.
There's money to be made on this, mark my words.
You seem chuffed and happy. What if it all goes to pieces? Sometimes these things end with people like us face down on an executioner's block.
I'll be fine, I assure you. My grandmother turned a profit on the plague, and I'll come out ahead under the Duke of Serkonos and our new Empress.
Uh-huh. How?
Are you
Dad,
coming
I can
tonight?
help you, whatever you want. This place has changed a lot over the years, and not for the better.
No!
You didn't see it. You weren't here. You weren't here either. In real life, that might actually kill him. So don't do that. Glad you finished. When you wake up, don't forget to wash your hands. I don't think these were in the first game either. Cash registers. And this was Whitfield. You have very nice cash registers, sir. Or ma'am. We don't know. For hideous murder of these upstanding citizens, Corey Brockburn, entrepreneur of Karnaka, Janice Tynes, opinions editor at the Karnaka Gazette, Horace Millhouse, senior member of the Parliament. The nature of these murders indicates severely violent and deranged individual. If you have information, proceed immediately to the nearest City Watch post. Reward of 15,000 coins. Offered for information leading to capture or death of the deranged villain. Watch for anything unusual. Especially take note of violent outbursts in hooded garments. Report all suspicions to authorities. Desmond, are you gonna read everything? If it interests me.
Oh man, I hope the Crown Killer doesn't come back. Nasty business. Killing Ichabod Boyle like that.
Ichabod Boyle? Is that what he said?
What am I? Oh, this is a terrible assignment. Who wants to keep watch over a place where someone was just gutted, even if it was an ass like Ichabod Boyle?
Ichabod Boyle was an asshole? Well, he was a part of the Boyle family, so I'll give you that, I
Maybe
suppose.
the Crown Killer will come back. Might be wounded. Maybe an easy way for me to earn a medal.
It's never easy to earn a medal. You only earn stuff like that through hard work and effort. Either that, or lying, cheating, and manipulating your way into it. But only a fool would go that route. Ichabod Boyle case. Witness something. Witness name, Peter Atkins. Occupation, matchbox maker. On the 16th day, month of Earth, just before midnight, I was on my way home after a couple of ales at a pub. Stopping to pee next to the Boyle Company offices, I heard moaning and furniture creaking. So I thought maybe some people were having fun and I could have a peek. But when I got close to the windows, that's when Mr. Boyle started screaming like a slaughtered pig. He was all tied up. There was someone wearing a hooded cloak, and I swear, I think he was eating Mr. Boyle's guts. That has to be the Crown Killer, I told myself. And so I ran as fast as I could to the nearest watch post to get help. And your soldiers could have made it to Boyle in time if they hadn't taken half an hour to find me for throwing up. Anyone would have done the same after what I have been through. You guys should have some respect. I'm sorry, this person was given a fine because they had a natural reaction to a horrifying sight? So am I kidding? They would totally do that in real life.
Poor guy.
He may have been an ass, but he didn't deserve that, did he?